A brand new, but not quite new, Pokemon game released on the Nintendo 64, Switch Online. It's Pokemon Stadium. I have never played this game on camera, ever, once in my life. I haven't played this game since I was a wee child, way back in, like, 2006? I don't know. Something like that. My name is Brian Saviano, Bricks O'Brien. This is a game, obviously. There you go. Pokemon Stadium, as I adjust my volume, is a game where you take a bunch of Pokemon that are given to you, compete with them in battle, and then have all sorts of mini-games, and wow, this is a very pixelated image, but hey, that's fine. I'm playing on the actual, factual Nintendo 64 controller, the wireless Bluetooth one as provided. Not provided by Nintendo, but you know, here. So I can find the stadium, the Pokemon Stadium, and all the things. This is such a low quality image for this game. It's not the fault of the like the Nintendo Switch Online. It's the fault of the game. It just doesn't look. It didn't. I mean, it's fine. Okay, so I'm being forced into a battle for the first one here. All right, so you're not actually using Pokemon that you've raised from like your childhood. You're using a whole bunch of wait. Oh, I move with the control pad. You don't move with the stick. The stick does nothing. You have to move with the... Okay. Whoops. So I'll just jump right. There's a whole bunch of different game modes and stuff. But anyways, I'm going to go jump into battle. Each of the Pokemon are level 50. You have 6 Pokemon. I forgot the number of Pokemon. You get 6 that you can use in battle to whatever degree you want to. I'm going to keep it a fairly simple roster here, right? Going to go for like the 3rd evolutionary forms on most of these here because that's what I do at least. Now, you don't have access, I don't believe you have access to Mewtwo. No, you do not have access to Mewtwo or Mew. So you're really just going with the original 149 Pokemon. I don't know how you get Mewtwo, if you even get that at all. Now, you're facing off against a whole bunch of trainers in the hopes of getting as far as you possibly can. You're going to pick your 3 by using the buttons here. So I'm going to go, I can tell you because it's not spoilers or anything, but Blastoise, Pikachu, and Arcanine are the 3 that I'm going to go with. So basically, you're choosing your 3 Pokemon based on what the other opposing team has. This image actually looks pretty good, by the way. Like the Pokemon here, the animations, the design and everything looks excellent. Let's see here. So, if I back out of here, I'm going to press Battle against Mankey. Nope. What? Oh, I'm pressing, I see why. So you're supposed to play this game next to somebody else in real life. Not over the internet, not against a computer. You're supposed to play like 2-player, right? So they hide the controls and stuff, so people don't know your next move when you're sitting next to somebody. So it's really optimized for that. It doesn't really matter as much here. So I'm going to go for Seismic Toss. Obviously, the computer can't hear me, can't see me, anything like that, so I can very clearly show you and tell you what I'm doing here in the hopes of it going well. But this is the main bulk of the game. What I really like about this, and I didn't quite realize before, but you can actually see the Pokemon has a nickname, Keyman. So it's not Mankey, it's Keyman. So, you know, that's pretty sweet. The really cool thing also about all this is that each of the characters, each of the Pokemon have like its own, what did I do? I used the same move. Whoops, I didn't necessarily mean to do that, but that's okay. They all have their own nicknames, they all have their own animations in the game. So by comparison of some of the newer Pokemon games, this is me sounding really old right here. By comparison to some of the newer games, this game actually has a lot more, I guess, going on with it. And having at least a moderate amount of detail, especially considering this was released in 1999. A long time ago, man. 23 years ago? The year 2000? Something like that? Well, a long time ago. Since probably before a lot of you were born. So you might find this interesting, boring, I don't really know. But regardless, I'm going to play it and show you what it's all about. I grew up with this game as a rental from Blockbuster, which is a place where you go to rent games for the weekend. None of this downloading and uploading sort of thing happening all around here. You had to actually go to a physical store and get your choice for the weekend And if they didn't have it in stock, well, you're just kind of donezo. So you better hope that, you know, Donald or Darlene doesn't go ahead of you in the line at Blockbuster and steals your thing from you, man. You don't want that. That's for sure. Badly poisoned here? Yikes. That's gross. Oh, so withdraw. Oh, it's a 2-turn move. Okay. So my typical Pokemoning skills are still applicable. I'm not actually versed in how to compete in Pokemon. I just kind of throw whatever at the ceiling and hope that it sticks. All these pro gamer strategies. We got Kanzi. Is that a shiny Ekans? It looks shiny. I don't think there are shiny Pokemon in this game. I'm not quite sure. Let's try the Hydro Pump. Let's see if it lands, right? Come on, Blastoise. It does land. Look at that. Custom animations, and it misses. Nice. Wonderful. That is awesome. Just bite me like the snake that I am. Okay, cool. But I'm still going to go for it. So, yeah, like I said, this is meant to be like if you have somebody next to you, you don't have to, like, look at what they're doing. You can hide your moves from them, that sort of situation. And the other thing that I like is the main functionality of this game also, as I win the first battle here, which is pretty fantastic, you can take your Pokemon from the Game Boy games and then bring them into here on a lending basis here, right? So I got a Boulder badge, so I could continue, or I can save and quit. I'm going to save and quit for now. I don't think I need to go all in a row. Maybe I do. I don't even know. But you can see, yeah, the N64 control deck is there. You can play up to 4 players, but I don't think that actually works here. So you can do a battle now. So you want to try what I was basically just doing right there. You can control 1 and 2 players, but then obviously the gallery is there as well. These are actually other game modes. You can't really tell by the very pixelated image here, but you have the main stadium, which is what I played just now. The Kids Club, which is mini games, free battle, the Game Boy Tower, where you can play your Game Boy Pokemon here. Let me see what this is. Game pack is not inserted. Turn the N64 control deck off. Okay, well, it's 2023. Can't do that. So it looks like just can't use it here. Let's see. The research lab here. We got a Pokedex. For, oh, you have to turn the N64 control deck off. Well, no, that's not gonna work. Gym leaders await your arrival. Whoever reaches the top is the ultimate trainer. Cool. Hall of Fame is where there are statues and whatnot. What's inside of here? I just want, oh, look at this Ivysaur statue. Look how wonderful. Wow, what a wonderful experience. It's great. So, as you can see, this wasn't really like the desirable game to get it for Blockbuster as a solo player. Not necessarily. You just battle with Pokemon that aren't yours, compete in the mini games, and do all that. So here's what I'll do. I'll continue in the stadium if I'm able to. You have the Poke Cup, the Petite Cup, the Prime Cup, and the Pika Cup. So, do I continue? Do I? Do I? No. So you have to battle all 8 in a row. I'll redo the first battle with the same team. Got the same result, except Pikachu is down. Whoops. So you have to face all 8 trainers in a row, which is what I'm going to do. And show you what it's like getting all the way up to where we're at with the Poke Battle 2. So, I'm assuming all my Pokemon get revived here, which is great. Yeah, exactly. All right, so I'm going to go Arcanine, Blastoise, and Dragonite just to keep it variety here. Now, there's all different leagues, as you saw before. So, like, levels 1 through 20 or, like, whatever, right? It's basically, this is a shiny Magnemite. Right? That's a shiny Magnemite. Because Magnemite isn't purple and green. That's for sure. Yeah, no, it's Magnamace. Magnamace here. So is that going to land? Yes, it is. It's going to be maybe super effective. Oh, it should. Oh, because of the electric type. Yeah, not quite. That's totally shiny. How do they get shiny Pokemon? Where do I get shiny Pokemon? I don't know, whatever. That's fine. So This is essentially, I'm going to be entirely honest with you, this is kind of the entire game. This is what it's all about. You're renting Pokemon, you're playing with whatever your essentially dream team is of the original 149, 150 in that sense. And then it has, it's a really great game if you have a lot of connectivity with the original games. But if you don't, then there isn't nearly as much here for you. So you sitting out Bulbasaur, big mistake. They're all shiny. It's so bizarre. Anyways, and the teams do have a little bit of variety each time, so depending on who you choose and who you go with, it'll be a little bit different depending on what gym leader you're facing and, what they're going to send out for Pokemon. So it's not the same thing every time. You're not necessarily going to see Bulbasaur when you play this on the exact same parameters and all that, right? Oddish, that's a normal Oddish this time, so I'm glad I went with Arcanine because obviously all the fire stuff here is very effective against Oddish and all that. So this is a game I feel like a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for. Not me as much. Obviously, that's a super effective critical. Obviously, it's done. Bye-bye, Oddish. I'm going to put that light on. Yeah, get myself a little brighter, Finally using the Hot Pockets microphone that I won as part of the Hot Pockets ambassadorship that I have. Unlimited Hot Pockets for life. Just kidding. That's not what I get here. But I have an extra win. Look at that. So there's 8. And basically you're going through the whole thing over and over again here. So, yeah, I don't mind playing against the 8 trainers here. Hopefully you don't mind. I did get a chance to look at the menus and whatnot. And all of it's all pretty self-explanatory, I guess, Oh, can I cancel? Yeah, I want to cancel here. All right, so you have a bunch of shiny Pokemon even still. All right, we're going to go Pikachu, Nidoking, and Dragonite. Sure. I'm not by any means an expert in battling with Pokemon. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to just give it my best and keep me out and out. That's what I do. That's who I am. So if you want to play this for yourself, you definitely can. If you have the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass, which I am a fan of, and increasingly becomes a better value as time has gone on. They are constantly adding new games, new features and benefits and stuff. I know some people are very, ooh, it failed. Nice, okay. I know some people aren't as privy to it. They're like, I don't feel like paying extra for the online and all that stuff. But with how many games they're going to be adding in the future, I'd much rather do it this way, honestly. Because, I would never play Pokemon Stadium, honestly. Just paying, a flat-out fee for it. I would, ooh, another fail there. Jeez. I would much rather have a situation where I get everything kind of bundled in and it allows me to experience new stuff. Kind of like any of these services that are out there, Would you spend the $5 or $10 on that random movie you found while aimlessly scrolling? Or are you willing to give it a chance now that it's included in whatever the thing is that you're doing, So that's how I feel. I don't mind at all. Shiny Machoke here. The flexing on the Machoke there. Great. So, yes, if you're familiar with the original 150, 151, all these Pokemon will be very familiar for you. You'll be able to play really nicely. The thing is, Flamethrower? Fire Toss? That's bizarre. A lot of people have a big affinity for the mini-games specifically, which I'm going to be covering probably next up. We'll see. Attacking again, Machoke? Jeez, I didn't know you could breathe fire. What a weird concept. I guess my attack didn't register, which is also fine. You can, oh, it's going to keep continuing. Nope, we're still doing this. Okay, thank you, Machoke. Love you too. Can you register an attack, please? A seismic toss. Please, Pikachu. Some of them, yes, thank you. Seismic toss that Machoke. Toss him. Bop him. Free him from the fiery flames that he has there. Use Metronome and String Shot? Oh. Well, you decreasing speed on Pikachu is honestly not going to do all that much, man. Well, you feel free to do you, man. Pikachu has a very high speed by comparison to Machoke, in case you didn't know. In case you couldn't judge by this giant electric mouse outpacing this very large, bulky, whatever that thing is. But, I am very happy today because it is 70, it's almost 80 degrees On the North Shore of Boston, Massachusetts, as I've always said, if you talk about the weather, that's when you know things are awkward. But in this case, we've had so many dark and dreary days that now I'm finally excited to see sunshine and exist in the warm weather. Pikachu's finally asleep. Look at that. About dang time, Pikachu. You can wake up, though, at the seismic toss. Wake up. Wake up, Pikachu. You can hear me, can't you? The Nintendo 64 controller has a microphone. You should be able to hear me. That's not how it works. Not how it works at all. Oh, and your attack missed. How do you feel now? Hey, you know, man? There you go. Wake up for me, Pikachu. Nope. Oh, actually, you did. Hey, thanks, man. Oh, it takes 2 turns. Oh. Oh, also, pro gamer tip here. You get 0 access to items. You get no items. No revives, no nothing. This is literally just straight up competitive Pokemon gameplay. So if you are bad at Pokemon like me, you're in for a bad time. Pin Missile, a bug-type missile move, gonna do nada to me. 0. Oh, just kidding. Actually, I did a moderate amount. But that's fine too. So I'm excited about the sunshine. I want to be outside, but I figure, hey, you know, I haven't recorded myself playing this wonderful game, so why not? We're just a little whiles away from Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. People keep asking me if I'm going to play it. Of course I am. Nobody was asking me if I'm playing Pokemon Stadium, but here I am, you know, man? Meow, meow. The juggler's out. He juggled his last juggle. And we're on to number 4 here of the Rainbow Badge. I'll hit that continue button, man. It's against Battle 4. I don't know who this is. It don't really matter. The Beauty. So you kind of get the gist. You know what I mean? It's basically is what it is here. All right, so Victory Bell and Dragonite. Yeah, sure. I'll go with this stacked lineup here. So probably the most excited I've been for a Pokemon game since I don't know, 2000. Ooh, Thunderbolt here? Yeah, I can land that Thunderbolt, actually. Why is your name Yudi? Kind of bizarre. Most excited I've been for a Pokemon game since Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And clearly, that didn't work out all that well. People were very not happy with that game. And I understand why. But, you know, Pokemon for me has been less interesting as time has gone on. I wanna have like a newer Pokemon experience, you know? At least something like this is cool in its own way, you know? You get to see these very interactive Pokemon battles with the announcer, the camera angle, the crowd in the background, right? It feels like you are watching a Pokemon battle. And you can hear the announcer there, which is really cool. It adds to the ambiance. I mean, in this case, I'm the commentator. I'm making it really spicy here. But for $19.99, it's a pretty cool idea, right? You have this interactive Pokemon game. All the camera angles change like it's on TV. Like, this was revolutionary back in the day, you know? But it's a cool idea, and especially because you can load up your Pokemon and all that. But honestly, when I grew up and had access to Blockbuster and all these other, you know, places where you can play games and all that, I didn't have all the cables and connections, and, you know, I wasn't well off, me and my family, so we couldn't, not that we couldn't, I don't think it was even like a thing that I wanted to get, you know? Like, I just didn't know that that was a possibility with the connector cable and all this stuff, right? It just didn't capture my interest as much, so I never really bothered with it. I'll go with Pikachu. Nidoking, Dragonite, sure. You basically want to get, because you can't tell what Pokemon they're using, but there's some poison types, there's some water types, so we'll kind of balance it out there. Obviously, the Butterfree is going to be Butter Done now with this Thunderbolt here, so that's great. So I didn't have the connector cable or the ability to transfer Pokemon, and I didn't have friends that were very passionate about Pokemon in the same way. So we never really traded until like later in my childhood, like 2004 or so. You know, a couple years after this whole thing was a thing. And, you know, they obviously update all that stuff a lot more quickly. So by the time I had access, or if I wanted to have access to this stuff, then, you know, they already moved on to the next thing. So, you know, like I said, neat idea, but not as relevant today, you know. But back in those times, Blockbuster was like the place that you go to if you were on a Friday night, you wanted to... Oh, I guess Pikachu's confused some way, somehow, but I guess it doesn't matter anyways. Pikachu persevering all the adversities here. Again, like, this isn't my Pikachu, so I don't know... Like, there's no, like, toughing it out, you know? How in some Pokemon games, like, because you have a good relationship with the Pokemon, they're like, oh, but I love you, and then I won't hurt myself or you. And then clearly, that didn't happen here. But that's one of the cooler features I like about the newer Pokemon games. That's something I'll give the newer games. I don't want to sound like I'm too negative about the new stuff, because I do like a lot of what Pokemon does today. But one of the coolest features is that as you develop your connection with your Pokemon, you have them in battle, you give them stuff in the picnic, and travel around with them and whatever. Oh, Pikachu's out, no! Honestly, I'm like half paying attention because I have a full stack team here, so I'm not really all too concerned, at least not right now. But like as you develop your relationship with your Pokemon, you can get, oh, like, hey, now I don't have confusion anymore because I love you. Which, I think that stuff's pretty cool. Normal type, I don't think this is effective against anything. This is the bozo move that I decided to do. Normal is not effective against ghosts, is that correct? That is absolutely correct. I did the exact wrong Pokemon in every way. Definitely should not have done that. I also like that the animations, well, you can run. That's kind of interesting. You can see, like, the animations take up the full screen size and all that stuff, so that's pretty sweet. Man, I'm actually kind of hot right now. Like, it's warm enough outside that I don't have the fan going on. The AC is not on. Man, it went from being, like, super cold, dark, dreary, and blah outside to being very, like, amazing very quickly, which I'm very fine with, you know? This is like the weather that I dealt with when I went to California. How does it miss? You can't miss, Dragonite. Come on now. You're the pseudo-legendary. You gotta be on it, man. Or woman, or there's no gender for these Pokemon here. They don't get specific with that sort of stuff, you know? Not in Pokemon Stadium. Please land. Please land. Come on. Come on. There we go. Thank you. It's like they get through. They give you hope that it landed, but you don't really know until you see the things. You see the things actually happen, you know? But that's fine. So I'm going to be looking forward to getting more activity outside and doing that stuff soon. Please land with the thunder. 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 There it is. Super effective. Give me the one shot. One shot, you're done, Goldeen. Dunzo, bye-bye. But I'll be outside. I'll be doing my thing. I was wearing my sweater earlier. And I was like, oh, I'm all cozy in this chair editing some Minecraft videos. Then all of a sudden it was like, no, it's super hot outside. Make sure you don't overheat yourself by having that sweater and stuff on. Make sure you take care of yourself. Drink that water. Do all that stuff, you know? Doesn't get dark out super early anymore. It's great. Oh, we got the little babbies. The little babbies. So basically the same Pokemon I have, just babies. All right. We'll go these three. Yeah. Okay, cool. All the shinies. Really flexing, man. But it's cool that they implement it, you know? This game also inspires me from it's a game that, like, I actually like a lot. A lot. It's one of my, it was like my second favorite game. I don't know if it is anymore. I haven't played it in forever. Forever. But there's a game that's like this where it's like a 3D interactive Pokemon game, but you're actually walking around as if it's an RPG. And you have to free Shadow Pokemon from the Shadow Trainers. What was that animation Charmander just did? Charmander was just like... for no reason. Charmander's wigging out. Having a little freak out there that you're not getting enough sun rays over there. Oh, okay, bye. Bye. See you next time. Alrighty. I shouldn't have used Hydro Pump. I knew that wasn't going to land because you're stuck underground. Okay. Okay. Oh, I was mentioning Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. That's the game I was talking about, where you are playing as a trainer, freeing all the shadow Pokemon from the other evil trainers. You can pick like a whole bunch of Pokemon to be with you. It's a certain selection of Pokemon. So not any Pokemon you see, but any Pokemon that's a shadow Pokemon are ones that you're able to capture from the trainers for your own team. So they never allow you in any Pokemon games ever. They never allow it because it's kind of inhumane. Where they're like, oh, we're going to steal your Pokemon. Like by me throwing like a Master Ball or something, right? I can't steal this trainer's Pokemon. But in XD Gale of Darkness, and I believe in Pokemon Coliseum as well, you can do that. You can do that. You can take the shadow Pokemon from the trainers for yourself and choose to purify them, which then is the whole point of the game. You're basically making it so you can free the shadow Pokemon and purify them. That's the whole entire point. And so one of the rewards you get at the very end of it is you get Lugia. You get Shadow Lugia. And Shadow Lugia as a Pokemon is actually not available anywhere. It's not an actual, like, you know, viable Pokemon necessarily. I'll go with this team here. Sure, whatever. We'll be surprised, you know? It's not a very viable Pokemon to use. It doesn't actually, like, exist. It's just only for Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. So, like, it had the ability when you were... Ooh, this is going to be bad, actually. If you use a... Psychic? I thought you were Grass. Oh, you're Grass. No, Execute is. Executor is? I don't know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Crack those eggs. It's all good. But what you can do is hook up your Game Boy Advance. This is one of those games that you also had to hook up for. But I never really bothered with that stuff. Even at that point, for the GameCube era, I never bothered. You can link up your Game Boy Advance? Game Boy Advance? But you couldn't... You had to transfer it to... Ruby? And Sapphire? And Emerald? I think? Oh, Blastoise is asleep at the wheel. Gotta love that. Let's go with... Dragonite? Sure, why not? Now I get to see my Pokemon, it's fine. So, you had to purify Shadow Lugia before you get to Lugia, which is fine. But I kind of like that Shadow Lugia design. It'd be kind of clean, though. You look up a picture of Shadow Lugia, kind of cool looking, man. I want that. I wanted that as a Pokemon. But unfortunately, they don't allow that. So if you try to put like Shadow Lugia, by some miracle you put it into your Pokemon game, it won't like register. Like there's no Shadow Lugia programmed into the game, you know? So it has to be regular Lugia. But I always thought that was an interesting concept, and always what Team Rocket should have been was like, obviously they're trying to take over the world and get all the Pokemon. And why is this the name of this Pokemon? Geotenza. What a bizarre sounding name. But I like that idea because it makes it more interesting. Like, yeah, they're obviously trying to take over the world and stuff, but the idea of like enhancing the Pokemon with the shadow, whatever the shadow ability is, like genetically engineering Pokemon and all that, it's a cool concept, kind of, you know? Something different. They never do it in any other Pokemon games. It's like, oh, you know, here's the 8 gym leaders, and now in this case you have the whoever, whatever, battle against them, and there you go, right? Like I feel like we need something more like that. That makes the gameplay more interesting, and you have to use the Pokemon that are given to you or available to you instead of customizing your team to be the most overpowered thing you possibly can, right? So in XD Gale of Darkness, like I said, you could only get the Pokemon that were available as Shadow Pokemon. You couldn't get anybody else, but that also included, like, what was it, Suicune? It was Suicune, Entei, and Raikou. Raikou? I don't know. Whichever. You could access all them. So it's not like you didn't have the super powerful Pokemon. It's just that even beside that, you only had a certain number of Pokemon. Do I care about getting her perfect? Not really. I'm just gonna, whatever. Agility? Do I go first, even though I'm slow? No, it's not even close. I can only hope that you miss, Abra. Please. Nope, definitely not. Okay, sorry. Dragonite, unnamed Dragonite number 1. I love you, but I guess I don't. Not enough to protect you against what's happening here. Pikachu it is. You can see that Blastoise is still asleep even on that menu right there. And Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, that's one of those games that, like, I really want to play and do. I've always wanted to do videos on it, but I've always feared that, like, people don't care. Don't care enough to, like, watch it. Even if I go out here, I'm like, oh, you know, it's a game I'm passionate about, whatever. So I would love to play it eventually. It's a fairly lengthy game. But, you know, if I feel like doing a Pokemon game that is, like, you know, I'm passionate about, I feel like I can, you know, showcase it to all of you. Maybe you let me know if you want me to see. You want me to play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness? Let me know. That'd be a fun playthrough for me. I would have to literally bust out the GameCube and get all the save. Actually, I don't have my original save file, obviously, but yeah, basically I can play that. That'd be kind of good for me. Hey, final battle coming up here. These are obviously not the same Pokemon badges that you get in Kanto, by the way. This is the final battle. I have 4 continues, which is why I did not utilize the, you know, I try to keep it perfect there. So I should go with, definitely Pikachu, Arcanine, Magnemite. Sure, why not? Also, the order that you select them in is the order they're going to appear in, so keep that in mind as you're doing your thing. Dratini is the first one up, a dragon type, which for whatever reason evolves into Dragonite. This is actually a bad combination. Technically speaking, for me at least, I have nothing super effective here, but I'm going to try the Seismic Toss and see how it goes. Seismic Toss to halfway through, not bad for the shiny Dratini, which is a very good Pokemon. That shiny Dragonite looking a little gross. But at least the shiny Dratini doesn't look too half bad, you know? So, yeah, I'd like to play XD Gale. I haven't played XD Gale of Darkness. I think I've only played it 1 time. I played it 1 time, but I like the concept and everything so much that I'm so passionate about it when I've seen it, you know? I should probably change out Pokemon to Dragonite. Dragonite, probably. Yep. I mean, the thing is, even though every Pokemon is still level 50, every single one of them, regardless, the attack, power, defense, special, all the stats are higher on these Pokemon, right? So, like, if Pikachu wasn't paralyzed right there, that would have been awesome. So, Dragonite technically has a higher attack than Dratini, or Drani in this case, even though they're basically the same evolutionary tree here, right? So, I guess Dragon is not effective against Dragon? What happened? Hello? Really? Are you kidding me? Dragon's supposed to be super effective against Dragon, dude. I guess not. All right. Well, I can only hope that you're... Oh. Let's hope. Okay, so that's not too shabby. That's all right. Because Dragonite still has a higher defense. Now, if that were a Squirtle or something, that'd be bad. It'd be very bad. But luckily, it's not. So Drani is down. There's that first Pokemon down for the count. Again, none of these Pokemon are super, like, powerful. You know, you're fine.
Sell. Fail.
No, that's not Sfeel. That's just Seal. Just straight up Seal. Can you persevere the paralysis? No. No, don't clap your fins. No. Donnie, no. Baby. Oh, baby. That's a good one. That's a spicy one there, Batman. It's gotta be Pikachu. It has to be. Because it can't be Blastoise against Ice. Yeah, it can't be freezing Blastoise here, man. That's not a meowable situation here, right? I can't use any attacks, right? Or I'm sorry, items. No items, man. No items. You can't have me lose on the final battle here. Come on now. Give me, no! No. Come on. You Goomba and a cake. There's nothing you can do, you know? You just have to take that guess, man. Gee, I wonder what Pokemon I can use next. Oh, actually, this is very bad. Horrifically bad, as a matter of fact. Is there anything I can do? I don't know what substitute does, or I don't remember. Who's faster? Arcanine? Yeah. Yeah, Arcanine's faster for sure. Has to be, right? Yeah, okay, good. I was going to say, hopefully. Yep, there it is. Good. Oh, that would have been very bad. Bad. Very, very bad. Oh, and the substitute broke already. Great, awesome. So that does nothing. Dragon Rage, hopefully. Can I maintain one attack, please? Come on. Not even close. Not even a single iota. Yep, that's basically it. That's it. Yep. Okay, so I'm dead. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. YOLO shot for Fire Blast. Sheer willpower. Come on, Arcanine. We've been through so much together. You know it. You know it. Critical. Ah! No! No! I thought it would miss. No! You're my favorite Pokemon of all time, Arcanine. And the battle. Hey, look at that. I lost. Big fat L sandwich for dinner. Who cares about that chicken parm I wanted to get? I could go from the start. I could re-enter, save. None of that sounds appealing, so I'm just gonna quit. I don't need to re-challenge this bozo. I don't want to re-challenge this. All right, so that's essentially that whole game mode. This is essentially the same game mode, and then there's mini games. So next up is mini games. All right, bye.